in the money, which is amazing because he's an expert comptable. The money is his business, but he wanted to do too much. I think the big problem of Mr. Bez, in fact, was that he was in love with his town, Bordeaux, and he loved it too much. It was like his girlfriend. He spent too much for it.
The announcement of yet another rescue plan may tempt some supporters to break open the champagne they sell in the very upmarket club shop. Under new management, Bordeaux may start scoring more goals. But it still hasn't escaped the threat of relegation by the courts. Bordeaux isn't the only French football team in financial trouble. In fact, there are only a handful of clubs whose balance sheets look very healthy. The rest have acquired the habit, not exclusive to French football, of spending more than they earn.
Now, more about the strongly worded attack on education standards by the Prince of Wales. Delivering the annual Shakespeare birthday lecture at Stratford-upon-Avon, he said Britain risked producing a generation of culturally disinherited young people. Britain compared badly with the rest of Europe in providing state nursery education, and things didn't improve much beyond that.
It is almost incredible that in Shakespeare's land, 1 child in 7 leaves primary school functionally illiterate. Moreover, it appears to be an increasingly common impression that standards of handwriting, spelling, punctuation and numeracy are not at all what they should be. In most schools, children are deemed incapable of learning foreign languages before the age of 11. Yet by the age of 14, half of them have given it up.
And now, 26 minutes past 1, the main news again. Royal Marines have arrived in Iraq to help Kurdish refugees to safety. The Princess of Wales has urged people to conquer their prejudices and touch and hug AIDS victims. A hard-hitting advertising campaign was started by the Transport Secretary Malcolm Rifkind in London this morning to try and cut down on the road accidents. Thousands of children receive hospital treatment every year after falling from their bikes.
Head injuries are the major cause of death to cyclists. Wear a helmet, because tough nuts are hard to crack.
The government is spending more than £1 million on its campaign to persuade all young cyclists and their parents about the value of helmets like these. Accident figures show that 1 in 3 cyclists injured on the roads is a child. Most of the casualties receive head injuries, but for about £15, a helmet provides considerable protection.
It makes an enormous difference because a very substantial proportion of the injuries are head injuries. Now I have here, this is the results of an accident where the youngster was able to walk away totally unhurt, a teenager who would have been severely injured or killed if she had not been wearing the safety helmet. But the helmet absorbed all the impact when the accident took place, and as a result the child was unharmed.
Accident figures show it's teenage cyclists who are most likely to be injured. The peak age for casualties, both boys and girls, is 14. But as resistance to wearing helmets is overcome, more young cyclists are walking away from accidents. The helmet displayed by Mr. Rifkind was a lifesaver for this 16-year-old from Sheffield who was knocked down by a car.
Yeah, I'd have been dead if I hadn't been wearing a helmet or got brain damage or something. Because I just went, this is what took impact, because I made just hit the car first.
Wearing helmets is unlikely to be made compulsory because of the difficulties of enforcement. But rising sales of helmets show cyclists are getting the message.
Peter Gould reporting. And that's all this Tuesday lunchtime. From the BBC's 1 o'clock news, good afternoon.
Hello, I hope you're enjoying St. George's Day. Make the most of today and tomorrow because there's lots of rain on the way for us all before the week is out. You can see the reason why. It's this weather front out here, quite an active one, and it will become even more active. Just at the moment, a little wriggle is developing on that weather front, and that's going to slow the progress of the weather front across Scotland and Northern Ireland in the next 24 hours. Much of England and Wales and South East Scotland staying dry right through the next 24 hours. But this front will make steady progress towards the British Isles, and then come right across the country during Thursday and Friday, bringing heavy rain to many places. Then this low will join up with its friend out here to give, we think, a very unsettled weekend over most of Britain, but not desperately cold. It's been sunny in the east, but that cloud is gradually spreading across from the west, but it is broken cloud. I think most of us will see at least a little bit of brightness this afternoon. There are exceptions to that. I think the radar shows these light showers over Ireland and over the Irish Sea, so it does look as if western and northern parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland will be rather cloudy with light showers in places. There may be 1 or 2 showers over England and Wales as well, but very few, most places staying completely dry and bright at times. The winds, well, they have moved into the southwest. This is a good thing. It means it's not going to be as cold as it's been. Those are the average winds at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and those are the temperatures this afternoon. 12 in places, or 13 in places in Scotland, 11 in Northern Ireland, 12 to 13 in England and Wales, 54 to 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Touch of ground frost over the southeastern parts of the Midlands tonight. Some rain and drizzle in the far north and west, but for most of us, a fairly mild night, nothing like as much frost as last night. And then tomorrow, that rain gradually moving eastward across Northern Ireland and into western Scotland, the rest of us staying dry, but getting into western parts of Wales and the southwest of England later in the day. That band of rain then moving across many parts of the country during the course of Thursday.
Tuesday night on One finds more domestic disorder amongst the Boswells in Bread. Then at 7:30, confrontation in the square.
Going on your way, boy.
At 8 o'clock, an ominous request from Corporal Jones.
My sex and me said we'd like to take you into a private place and reveal something.
At 8:30, Arantxa Sanchez, Adrian Morehouse, Brian Whittle and Neil Webb line up for a question of sport. The stakes are high for Kinsey at 9:30.
I can run this through the courts, or we can deal. Your choice, Mr. Voss.
In film 91, Oliver Stone's The Doors, documenting the extraordinary life of rock legend Jim Morrison, and Woody Allen and Bette Midler team up to bring us scenes from a wall.
And at 10:55, stressful times for Cagney.
What I need is to find this guy and go back to leading a normal life.
Tuesday night on BBC1.
Well, now on One, we travel around the world to catch the latest news from Ramsay Street. In our afternoon film, Barbara Windsor makes her first carry-on appearance as she joins the team for clandestine capers when they carry on spying. That's in 25 minutes. First, we turn about the scoreboard with Rob Curling.
Thank you. Hello, welcome back to Turnabout, the game that tests your word power and your vocabulary. It's also a game of tactical skills, as you'll discover. Now, we're playing 24 heats up until our finals at the end of the series, when we're going to discover who's going to be the Turnabout champion of 1991. And they've got a fantastic prize to win as well. More of that later. 3 brand new contestants today, each playing the colours red, green or blue. Their task is to make a row of their own colour by playing the sphere game on the Turnabout board. Each sphere turns in sequence from red to green to blue. A row of 3 like that will give them 5 points. A row of 4 would give them 10 points. Important to get that sequence right, because that is the only way you can score points in Turnabout is by playing the sphere game. But you've got to be very quick playing the word game, quick on those buttons. Let's meet today's 3 contestants. And they are playing red, Shirley Scott from Redditch in Worcestershire. Playing green, Chris Dove from Dagenham in Essex. Playing blue, Caroline Ambler from Pickering in North Yorkshire. Welcome to the 3 of you. The very best of luck in today's edition of Turnabout. In this first game, the word game, I'm going to give you clues to certain words, each of which will contain the same 3-letter word within them. The first 3-letter word today is N-double-E, so can we turn about the timer, please? A performance in the afternoon, more often. Yes, Chris?
Matinee.
Matinee is correct. If you look at the board, you'll see the 4 centre spheres are grey. You can nominate one of those spheres to be your colour, if you so wish.
C3.
C3. Dove from Dagenham in Essex. Playing blue, Caroline Ambler from Pickering in North Yorkshire. Welcome to the three of you. The very best of luck in today's edition of Turnabout. In this first game, the word game, I'm going to give you clues to certain words, each of which will contain the same three-letter word within them. The first three-letter word today is N-double-E, so can we turn about the timer, please? A performance in the afternoon, more often. Yes, Chris?
Matinee.
Matinee is correct. If you look at the board, you'll see the four centre spheres are grey. You can nominate one of those spheres to be your colour, if you so wish.
C3.
C3.